This is the adding and subtracting polynomial video solutions for your homework. On this worksheet, we are going to add and subtract polynomials, but this is also known as combining like terms. And in class, we refer to some of these terms, if you remember. They mean, you're going to add the terms that are exactly alike. So I have an x squared term here. I have an x squared term over here. And in class, we call those apples. So I have 3 apples plus 1 apple. And that's going to end up giving me, actually, 4 apples. We have these other terms that we called bananas. So I have 1 banana, but I owe 4 bananas. And remember, this is how we're looking at it. There's a 1 here in front. I have 1 because there's a positive sign, but I owe 4 bananas. So having 1 and knowing 4 means I ultimately owe 3. And that's 3 bananas. Now remember, we can't add our apples or subtract our apples with our bananas. In other words, we have combined like terms, and this is done. And that's what we're going to be doing here for all these problems. We're essentially going to add our apples with our bananas, and that's it. So combining like terms is really combining the terms that are exactly alike, meaning they're the same. Number 3. Remember, we're only doing the odds. You get to do the evens. So number 3. I owe an apple. I have 4 bananas. I have 2 apples. I owe a banana. Let's identify the terms that are like. I owe an apple. I have 2 apples. That negative sign is really -1 times. So when I combine these terms, if I owe 1 and I have 2, I have 1 apple. Let's look at the bananas. I have 4 bananas and I owe 1 banana because this is really a -1 here. This means I'm going to ultimately have 3 bananas. Now, 1 times anything is itself, so you're going to see in back of the book x squared plus 3x as your final answer. And remember, we can't add our apples with our bananas. These terms are not like, and we are done. Number 5, 2x squared plus 4x minus 5x squared plus 4x. Let's identify the terms. 2 apples minus 5 apples. I'm going to owe 3 apples when I combine those terms. I have 4 bananas, and I have another 4 bananas. This means I have 8 bananas. And I'm done. I can't combine my apples with my bananas. Number 7, -2x squared plus 4x plus 5x squared minus 4x. I owe 2 apples and I have 5 apples. That means I'm going to have 3 apples. I have 4 bananas and I owe 4 bananas. That means I'm going to have 0 bananas. Now notice this. 0 times any number is 0. And any number like 3x squared added with a 0 is simply 3x squared. So in some sense, having 4 bananas and owing 4 bananas means my bananas are gone, and I just don't write anything down. So your final answer is 3x squared. Number 9, 5x squared plus 3 halves minus 1/3 x squared minus 1. let's identify what we have. 5 apples minus 1/3 apple. What you're really doing here is some arithmetic. I'm going to take the terms here that you see, the 5 and the negative 1/3 here. I'm going to actually do arithmetic and keep the x squared term. The second set of problem that you have here is really 3/2 minus 1. You're going to take the constants here, meaning I have a positive 3/2 and a negative 1. I'm going to do the arithmetic separately. So this is going to require some work, and so I have work to do here in the sense of actually subtracting fractions, and some work to do over here. We have some more fraction work to do. So if we get to work, 5/1 minus 1/3, don't forget to multiply both by 3. 15/3 minus 1/3 gives me 14/3. That's my coefficient for the x squared. 3/2 minus 1/1, don't forget to multiply by 2 over here. 3/2 minus 2/2 is actually 1/2. So these numbers here are what we're going to use in our final answer. 14/3 x squared plus my constant of 1/2. And there you go. That's number 9. Number 11. Negative 2x squared plus 5x minus 3x squared minus 7x. I owe 2 apples. I owe 3 apples. I'm going to owe 5 apples. I have 5 bananas, and I owe 7 bananas. I'm going to owe 2 bananas. And you're done. Number 13. 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus x cubed plus x squared. Now, I know we have parentheses here, but emphasize what's going on. I'm going to emphasize this. This is addition here. And so when it's addition, we could just drop the parentheses for both sets. And we combine like terms now. Okay, I'm going to write that down in words. Combine your like terms. Add your apples and your bananas. So I guess I can call this, I should say I have 4 apples here plus another apple. That means I have 5 apples. I owe 2 bananas, and I have a banana. Don't forget this negative 2 is here. I owe 2, and I have 1. And that means I'm going to owe 1 banana. If you're looking back at the book, they never put the negative 1 there. These terms here are not like, so we cannot subtract them. You're done. (15) 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus x cubed plus x squared. Again, emphasize that there's a negative 1 here. This is subtraction. So I'm going to have to distribute here this negative 1. I'm going to multiply or change the signs to the opposite signs. The first set of parentheses gets dropped. This is now negative x cubed and negative x squared because this negative 1 here gets multiplied to both terms. Okay. Now, all we have to do is combine like terms. I have 4 apples. I owe an apple. This means I have 3 apples. I owe 2 bananas and I owe 1 banana. I owe 3 bananas. So let's be consistent. Bananas, bananas. I'm gonna owe 3, and I have 3 apples. These terms are not like. We cannot subtract them. We cannot combine these terms. 17. X squared minus 5x plus 7 plus 2x squared minus 5x plus my 3. Since this is addition, we just drop the parentheses. And we're going to combine our like terms. Let's identify what we have. 1 apple plus 2 apples gives me 3 apples. I owe 5 bananas, and I owe another 5 bananas. I owe 10 bananas. I have $7, and I have $3. I have $10. Notice, I have $10. Those are dollars. Bananas and apples. I cannot combine these terms. Number 19. X squared minus 5x plus 7 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. Because there's a negative sign here, this is subtraction. Don't forget that's really -1 times that parentheses, which means we have to distribute that -1. X squared minus 5x plus 7. Every one of these signs are going to be opposite. That's the effect of distributing or multiplying numbers by -1. So notice that they're opposite. Apples. I have 1 apple. I owe 2. I'm going to owe 1. I owe 5 bananas. I have 5 bananas. My bananas are gone. Maybe for now I'll just put 0 bananas. Then I have $7 and I owe $3, which means I'm going to have $4. My final answer is going to be -x squared plus 4. Because 0x is just 0, because 0 times any number is 0. And that's really not there. And that's number 19. 21 is 4x squared minus x plus 4. We're adding, there's a -2x squared here, minus 5x plus 1. Since this is addition here, we just drop the parentheses. 4x squared minus x plus 4 plus a -2x squared minus 5x plus 1. Now remember, when I add a negative over here, that's the same as just simply subtracting. The addition of a negative is subtraction. So this is 4x squared minus x plus 4 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus my 1. So I could now identify the terms that I have. Let's find our apples. Have 4 apples. I owe 2. I'm going to have 2 apples. Let's identify the bananas. I owe a banana, and I owe 5 bananas. I'm going to owe 6 bananas. I have $4, and I have $1. I'm going to have $5. And this is number 21. 4x squared minus x plus 4 minus a negative 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. Here we have subtraction. That means there's a negative 1 here that we're going to distribute to every one of these terms. So I get 4x squared minus x plus 4 minus a negative 2x squared. Let's actually do this. This becomes plus 2x squared, because negative 1 times negative 2 here. And negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5x. And negative 1 times positive 1 is simply negative 1. Let's identify our apples. 4 apples plus 2 apples gives us 6 apples. I owe a banana. I have 5 bananas. That means I have 4 bananas. I have $4 and I owe $1. That means I have 3. And you're done. (25) Negative 4x squared minus 3x plus 2, here's 25, plus a negative x squared plus x plus 4. Since this is addition, we just drop the parentheses and we get negative 4x squared minus 3x plus 2 plus again a negative x squared plus x plus 4. So again, plus a negative is just another way of saying subtraction. In other words, subtract the x squared. Let's identify our fruit. I owe 4 apples. I owe 1 apple because, again, there's a negative 1 here. I owe 5 apples. I owe 3 bananas, and I have a banana. I'm going to owe 2 bananas. I have $2 and I have $4. I'm going to add $6 there. And you're done. Negative 4x squared minus 3x plus my 2 minus a negative x squared plus x plus 4. I have subtraction here. I have to change every sign because it's negative 1 times each of these terms. So you'll get negative 4x squared minus 3x plus 2. The first set of parentheses goes away. Plus x squared minus x minus 4. I owe 4 apples. I have an apple. I owe 3 apples. I owe 3 bananas, and I owe 1 banana. I owe 4 bananas. I have $2, and I owe 4. I owe 2. This is my final answer. This is what you'll see in back of the book. Notice again, I didn't write the fruit down. I could. I don't have to. But hopefully by now you guys actually understand that you can't combine these. If you owe 3 apples, you owe 4 bananas, those are different, and then you owe $2, we can't combine those terms. So what I'm going to do from now on is leave it that way, meaning I'm not going to color the final answer that way. So you can get used to writing this, or thinking of it as this final answer. You can't combine these terms further. So let's look at how we'll do number 29, which is x to the 5th power now, minus 2x cubed plus x plus 2x to the 5th power plus 3x cubed plus an x. Since this is addition, we just drop the parentheses. So I have x to the fifth minus 2x cubed plus x plus 2x to the fifth plus 3x cubed plus our x. We can call the x to the fifth power, apples. Combine those. 1 apple plus 2 apples gives you 3 apples. You can call, this is x cubed here. We can call those bananas again. They're just a different term. So if I owe 2 bananas and I have 3, I end up having 1 banana. And then finally, again, you can call this I have an orange and another orange. Well, I simply end up with 2 oranges. And this is combining like terms. See what happens with 31. 31, x to the fifth minus 2x cubed plus x minus 2x to the fifth plus 3x cubed plus an x. Because we have subtraction, we have to change every sign. That's really a -1 times every one of these things, but you can think of it as just writing the signs as opposites. The first set of parentheses just drops away. Minus 2x to the fifth minus 3x cubed minus x. Let's find the apples. I have an apple and I owe 2. I owe 1 apple. I owe 2 bananas. I owe 3 bananas. I owe 5 bananas. I have an orange and I owe an orange. My oranges are gone. This is my final answer for 31. And finally 33. 2/5 x to the third power plus 4 plus x minus 1/4. Since this is addition, we drop the signs, or the parentheses, I'm sorry. Just drop the parentheses. And again, combine your like terms. Let's find the apples. I got x cubed. There are no other apples. Okay. So this will give me 2/5 x cubed. Let's find the bananas. I don't have any other bananas to combine with. So I didn't have any apples to combine with. I don't have any bananas to combine with. But I do have, if you want to think of it as, $4 minus 1/4 of a dollar. So I do have some work here to do, some arithmetic, to find what 4 minus 1/4 is. Now, write this as 4/1 minus 1/4. The denominator here is going to be 4, so we can subtract these fractions. 16/4 minus 1/4 gives us 15/4. So the final answer is going to be 2/5 x cubed plus x plus our 15/4 when we add, or we should say subtract, these to a whole number with a fraction. And that's 33. 35 will look like this. 2/5 x cubed plus 4 minus x cubed minus 1/4. Because we have a subtraction sign, we're going to have to distribute. It's -1 times these terms. 2/5 x cubed plus 4 minus x cubed plus 1/4. Notice in this problem here a few things. This time I can add some apples together or subtract them. So I have really 2/5 minus 1 x cubed. And now we don't have bananas, but we have money. In other words, I'm going to have to add 4 with 1/4. On the left, I have some work to do. On the right, I have some more work to do. We have fraction work. 2/5 minus 1 over 1, don't forget to multiply by 5, is 2 minus 5. Let's do it this way. It's 2/5 minus 5/5, or negative 3/5. 4 over 1 plus 1/4 multiplied by 4. 16/4 plus 1/4 is your 17/4. So I'm going to replace here these numbers, or let's just write it below. We have negative 3/5 x cubed plus 17/4. The work we did here, I should put this in red, I guess. This number, negative 3/5, is the work we did here. And this number, 17/4, is the work we did over here. There you go, your final answer. And we are done.